Tough one in Fargo over the weekend as South Dakota drops a 49-14 decision to top-ranked North Dakota State. Coyotes head coach Bob Nielson here to talk a little bit more about that game. And Bob, as you well know, if you're going to be successful at the Fargo Dome, you better be fundamentally sound. And unfortunately for you on Saturday, defensively, tackling was one thing that you guys really struggled with. And how does a team specifically like North Dakota State amplify that problem?
Well, they're a really good football team, and they're going to create a lot of situations where you've got to make one-on-one plays. And we missed some tackles on Saturday against some high-quality skill players, and when you do that, you're going to give up big plays. And we had too many of those situations where we should have had the ball down for a very short gain or no gain that ended up being 10, 20-yard gains because we weren't fundamentally sound in just the simple skill of tackling.
Yeah, and when you have that situation, and unfortunately it's come up more than once this year, do you go back to the drawing board, or what is it that 1 week to the next, why it's a problem 1 week and maybe not the next?
Well, I think good teams expose you more, number one, and we've got to be more physical. We've got to be sounder in our technique. I thought the one thing we were leaving our feet way too much on Saturday, and it was things we work on every week in practice, but things that we didn't get executed very well last Saturday.
Yeah, the tackling issue certainly contributed to the Bison's fast start in this game, but was there anything else specifically from a defensive standpoint that you felt they were able to exploit a little bit in this game?
Well, we knew we had to load up the box to stop the run game. And what they did is, they did a good job of attacking the edges. You can't, you have to, that's where you have to tackle well, because you're going to create one-on-one situations on the edges. And when we didn't tackle well, those plays on the edges ended up being bigger plays.
Well, you got your offense going a little bit in that second quarter, but it was the play you didn't get credit for that I thought deserved the most attention. You're down 28-7. The half is almost over. It appeared that Levi Falk made a pretty important third down catch that would have given you a first down and 10 at about the Bison's 20-yard line. It ended up being overturned on review. Were you as surprised as we were upstairs by that?
I think everybody was surprised. I know even the officials on the field were surprised that they overturned that call. And not that drive makes a difference, but I'll tell you, if we could have got that ball in the end zone, we had plenty of time to be able to do that. We could have gotten that game into the 28-14 range at halftime with a lot more confidence going out in the second half.
Did you get any kind of an explanation on the field or afterward about that?
Simply said that he didn't complete the catch, but as you watch it on film, and he came down in bounds, turned around with the football, and actually tried to reach the ball out to make sure he had the first down, which he didn't need to do. He had the first down by 2 or 3 yards, and that catch, no catch rule is always a little bit cloudy. And, as we told Levi, and he was frustrated, I said you just can't give an official an opportunity to make that decision. You just got to secure the football.
All right, well, let's move the eyes forward now. It is officially State Week. That's always brings a little extra excitement. And with that, of course, gives your football team a chance to close this season on a high note. I know things haven't gone the way that you had hoped or maybe expected so far this year, but what kind, if any, consolation would it give you to get a win over South Dakota State in your season finale?
Well, regardless of where you're at in the season, and obviously we'd like to be playing where this game had meaning for a playoff berth, and I feel bad for our seniors that that's not going to be the case. At the same time, when you play these rivalry games at the end of the year, it's a little bit like a bowl game. The game's been sold out for several months. It's a game that draws a lot of attention, particularly in the state. It's a game that our seniors have not had the opportunity to win, and so for them to have this kind of game at the end is the opportunity for them to end their year in a really strong way.
What's it going to take to get that first Division I win against South Dakota State?
Well, they're a really good football team, and in some ways a lot like North Dakota State. They want to run the football. You've got to be good against the run. You got to try to create off-schedule situations where you can get them off the field. From a offensive standpoint, we've got to be balanced. They're a good defensive football team. They're not going to give you anything. You've got to work for it, and we've got to be able to take care of the football and control some field position, generate some scoring opportunities.
All right, save that voice for Saturday. You're going to need it. All right, thanks, Bob. Again, South Dakota State at South Dakota, season finale for the Coyotes, and we're going to have all kinds of coverage coming your way on Saturday. Pre-game show starting with Kelly Stewart and Tom Neiman, and then Curtis Riggs joins me up in the booth as the Coyotes and Jackrabbits tangle in the South Dakota Showdown series coming up this Saturday on Midco Sports Network.